Welcome back, party people. It is episode 4 of my beginner anime tier list. I'm Burnsy. If you haven't seen episodes 1, 2, or 3, they're going to be linked somewhere. You know how YouTube works. So I'm going to change up the style a bit. Oh, well, thank you, because, I got to edit this. And try to get through these a little bit faster so that you don't have like a 15-minute video to watch, maybe shooting for like 8 or 10. And so let's kick this off. Today we have crime and mystery and death game. Death game is a weird genre, by the way, but we'll get to that soon. Let's start out with crime and mystery. So it wasn't until after I did the list that I realized that my crime and mystery were basically all of a very similar type thing. And you'll see what I mean here in just a second. For crime and mystery, we have erased, summertime rendering, oh, holy crap, spit it out. Summertime renderer, and link click. So now starting with erased. Erased is actually one that I suggest to brand new starting anime watchers almost all the time. One, it's easily accessible because it's on Netflix and Crunchyroll. And two, it's also easy to follow. It's a story that has kind of been, not the exact story, but it's been done multiple times in mainstream media. And so it's pretty easy to follow for a new watcher. The whole premise of the story is that the main character is able to go back in time and help people, essentially rewriting history, which then rewrites the future. That's a very mainstream concept, has been used multiple times, and so that's why it's really easy to get people to understand it. It also is crime and mystery and kind of a little bit of sci-fi, and so it's easier for people to follow, if that makes sense. Popularity-wise, like on Mal, I think it's ranked like an 8.3 or an 8.4 or something like that, but it's pretty high up there. It deals with a lot of things like friendship and trauma and has the sci-fi aspect of time travel and all of those things that mainstream media tends to also plug. And so suggesting this as a beginner anime is pretty easy to do. Now after Erased, we have Summertime Renderer. Nailed it. I always mess that up. Anytime I'm suggesting it to anybody or really even thinking about it, I'm always like, is it Summertime Rendering? Summertime Render? I've seen it as both, not really sure, and I'm not gonna try to do the Japanese version of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna say one of those two and hopefully you can find it. This one is good because it's available on Hulu, and that's a different platform than what a lot of the other ones are, and so it helps, kind of broaden that base of availability. All right, as for Summertime Render, I believe it has like an 8.5 or 8.4 on the MAL rating. So Summertime Render also follows an MC who also has the ability to kind of reset time to a certain spot. But it is different because it has a lot to do with like psychological thriller, a bit more supernatural and kind of horror almost, or like eerie, I guess you could say. Instead of like Erase, where he's trying to save a friend and reset history in the future, the MC has found these mimic things called shadows that are essentially killing people. And so the whole story is them trying to figure out what is going on and prevent these shadows from taking over their small island. I like suggesting this one in the same vein that I like suggesting the other because it is an easier concept for mainstream media to grasp because these topics have been used in mainstream media a lot. And I like suggesting it because it's on Hulu, and Hulu actually has a lot of other things that are really good, and so it opens that door. The last anime I want to suggest in crime and mystery is Link Click. Link Click is actually a donghua, which is a Chinese animated series, and it basically revolves around two MCs who own like a photo shop, and oddly enough, they have the ability to go into the photos to help people solve problems from the past. Hey, yo, the Link Click opening though. So very similar theme to Erased and Summertime Render. The major difference is that they aren't supposed to change anything when they go back. They're just supposed to help solve a problem or answer a question that someone has. Now, of course, things happen and they do end up altering things and then try to fix it. Again, this is a concept that a lot of people can comprehend. It does have elements of time travel and supernatural, but it also blends it really well with mystery and drama and human experiences and really emotional episodes. Now this one is available on Crunchyroll, so you would need to have Crunchyroll in order to watch it. And it is also an ongoing anime, but rating wise, it's averaging between the seasons right around a 9, which is really incredible. And it's also a great story. Again though, all three of my crime and mystery are really close to the same type thing.
I mean, yeah, my bro, you definitely have a type.
So again, like Erased and Summertime Rendering, I'm suggesting this because it is a mainstream theme when it comes to time travel and mystery and crime and that kind of thing. And I think it's really easy to follow and understand and grasp all the concepts in it. So yeah, there's a crime and mystery, all really similar but different, I guess. Moving on from crime and mystery, we have Death Game. So Death Game is an interesting genre. I personally don't know a ton of anime in Death Game, but it is a popular genre in mainstream media and also in anime as well. Now luckily this time, the 3 anime that I'm giving you are not even remotely the same, aside from the fact that it's like a death game. And those 3 are going to be Death Parade, Future Diary, and Darwin's Game. So let's start out with Death Parade. Death Parade is an interesting anime because as a death game, it almost isn't, but is, because the souls of these people are recently deceased. In this, they are playing games to determine like which direction they're going to go. And they also come to find out different things about people they are there with that they may not have known. The main part of the story is more about the bartender and him understanding humanity. So the interesting thing about Death Parade is it hits us with a lot of philosophical things, has the death game aspect, but also hits on like meaning of life and the impact of our choices in life and different things like that. Not only that, but the opening is insanely good and doesn't really fit the anime, but it's still awesome. I mean, they do like this whole dance number and it's pretty crazy.
Not like the whole opening is like, maybe jamming, I don't know.
Death Parade is available on Crunchyroll. Death Parade is a good one to start with because it's short and the concepts are easy to understand. It does get a little bit muddled towards the end, almost feels like they kind of rushed it a bit, but it is still a really great anime. I believe on Mal it has a like 8.2 or 3, something like that. All right, next in our death game genre, we have Future Diary. Personally, one of my favorites. On Mal, it does have like a 7.4 or something like that. I'm not really sure why it's ranked so low. I really enjoyed it, but again, it's everybody's personal preference, so you know, who knows. This anime is really interesting. So it follows an MC, but a multitude of other characters as well. And in this, they're all put in a game where they are essentially going to become the next god of space and time if they win this game. And in this game, their devices get different clues on the future. Now, the whole objective of the game that they have to play is to basically kill everyone else and then you win. And so it explores a lot of themes of like fate and obsession and trust and like the limits that people will go to do things. Also, the main character deals a lot with like morality and gets really twisted about it, which makes sense because he's in a game where he is essentially either going to die or live. Now, even though Future Diary has a low rating in Mal, I like to suggest it because I think there are a lot of people who enjoy that type of media, and it's super easy to understand all of the concepts in it. And the last anime we're gonna hit today in the death game genre is Darwin's Game. Darwin's Game is a psychological thriller with action and is really fun. And as much fun as a death game could be. Now on Mal, it did get like a 7.1 or something like that. Relatively low rating. It does have some pretty decent plot holes in the anime, but for the plot holes it had, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's really short, it's like 11 episodes. It's centered around our MC who opens up a mobile app that happens to put him into a series of fights with other people to the death. They get these unique abilities, and it kind of touches on a similar thing as Future Diary, where it's like a life or death is in your own hands and what will you do kind of scenario. Again, something that a lot of people can grasp, and it's easy to enjoy that type of story. Very mainstream-esque. Again, it does have a lot of plot holes, but for a starter anime, it's really fun. Like I said, it was very entertaining and relatively available to most people. That is it for this week's episode. Next week, we are going to hit historical slash, time period anime as well as horror anime. Hey, yo, what did he say? Horror anime, scary anime, scary. We'll just say scary anime. It's October, Hopefully you have enjoyed the series thus far. If you haven't subscribed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and in the comments below, let me know of a death game series I should watch. I haven't watched too many of them, but I know there's a ton out there. So if there's one that you really like, drop it down below and I will add it to my list so that I can enjoy some more death game. All right, peace everybody.